Well, when I was a boy growing up, my dad would take me into town about once or twice a year, and I hated it. One day, my dad, he asked me, and I told him why I hated going to town. I said, "Dad, whenever I go into town, those city folks, they look at me funny. They look at me because I'm different. You know, I'd go in, I'd have sap all over my hands, staining my hands from all the wood cutting, and sometimes berry juice from picking berries are all scratched up for some reason. Then my clothes, they were, you know, clothes that I would wear outdoors, and usually they're torn up, or, you know, I probably didn't have the best haircut either. And I could just tell by the way these people were looking at me that they were all thinking, oh, what a hick. What a country boy! What a mountain!
Look at that, a savage come down from the hills. Ha ha! I wonder who cut his hair. A raccoon. Ha ha ha! What are those bunch of rags he's wearing? Ha 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 ha! What a hillbilly! Look at those stains on his hands.
You know, my dad, he sat me down and he said, son, what you're telling me about your observations has a lot more to do about you than it does those city people. And I go, what are you talking about, Dad? They're so judgmental. He said, the only judgments coming out of this story are the judgments you have about yourself. Randy, when I walk into that town, I walk around with a great deal of pride. I know my clothes are utilitarian. I have stains in my hand, and I feel proud that I'm out there cutting my own firewood, or I'm picking my own berries, or maybe I smell like fish. I'm out there harvesting a lot of my own food. And even if someone walked up to me and said, oh, you mountain hick, it would be nothing but a bunch of meaningless words to me. You're walking in town looking at your sap-covered hands, and you're embarrassed about it. When we are convinced about something about ourselves, we reach out and we try to find any evidence we can to reinforce that belief we have about ourselves. In fact, Dad explained that most of those city people, most people you encounter, they have so many things going on in their head and their life. The last thing in the world they're going to think about is you. I would just say, if you're ever walking around any place and you think someone's mad dogging you or looking at you funny, instead of pushing all the blame out on them for being judgmental or whatever it is you're sort of labeling them as, think about what you got going on inside yourself that would be triggered by that kind of action. And as you go through life and you start developing that sort of strong self-belief in who you are and confidence in the way you are, it won't make a bit of difference what anyone out there says about you, the way they look at you, the way they behave towards you. It'll be all meaningless, because the real meaning of who you are is what you capture within yourself, what you determine inside. I think I'll go out and catch some fish before the day ends.
I'm a rolling stone, bound to roam. Come the morning, or I'll be gone.